Hi everyone, today I have a very different type of video to share because it pertains to the future of my channel and of Whitney Sews. So it is very important that you stick around and listen to the entire video because I have a lot of very important things to share. I do want to quickly apologize for the noise that I am certain you will hear. We live in the country, but there is some sort of racetrack or something in proximity to us. I don't actually know where it is, but we can hear the vehicles and they are very loud today, so I apologize for that. Anyway, to get into the serious topic for today, I mentioned a few videos back that my website had crashed. It crashed. It's been 6 or 7 weeks now since that happened. It is back up and working. All of that's going smoothly now. But during that time, I did a lot of thinking about my channel and about the direction and everything that I wanted it to go in the upcoming near future. And it's just something that I wanted to kind of talk about in a video and just be open and honest with you all so you know what to expect and kind of what all I've been going through and dealing with, just so everyone is on the same page. So a quick background of Whitney Sews. I've been posting weekly sewing tutorials and sewing inspiration for the past about 10.5 years. The only times I have slacked off at all were the times I was in my first trimester of pregnancy with my kids. I would miss a few weeks during that time, but for the most part I have posted practically every week for the past 10.5 years, and that is a lot of content. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here on my channel that I am very proud of. I'm very excited about. I love them. I've loved making those videos. I've loved being able to reach people all over the world and receive messages from people saying they learned how to sew watching my videos. Some people have started businesses from things that they learned watching my videos. They support their family off of it, and I think that is absolutely amazing, and I have thoroughly enjoyed what I do. You may notice I'm saying some of that in the past tense. I am not quitting, but I have some things that are changing. So the majority of the time, mostly the past few years since I have had kids, I have been working on videos up through every single spare moment and up until the last minute on the week that they need to be posted. It's a lot of work making a YouTube video. I plan out each project. I make the project while filming it, which takes at least twice as long as it does to make just a normal project without filming. I edit that portion of the video as I'm writing the script, and then I go in and record the voiceovers and the intros and all of that, and then I edit that onto the project portion of the video that I've already edited. And then I export it, I post it, I do the blog post, I do all the, the scheduling and the sharing and all of that, and it is a lot of work, and I am up until the last minute working on things almost every week. There are maybe 3 or 4 weeks out of the year when I will feel like I'm on top of things and I'm working 1, 2, maybe even 3 weeks ahead of time if I am crazy on schedule, but 11 months out of the year at least I am working up until the minute. And in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, what if someone gets sick? What if I need to go out of town? What if I just don't have ideas this week? And that's always back there stressing out of if something goes wrong, if anything goes wrong, my entire schedule's thrown off, I won't have something to post this week. And in the YouTube analytics world, that consistency matters. It really means a lot on how videos get shared, how they get noticed, how they get shown in your home feed and all of that stuff. And I know a lot of people say just don't worry about it. When you need to take a week off, just take a week off. It's not a big deal. But to build that YouTube analytics and all that stuff, you really have to post very consistently. And on top of that, for many years, we definitely relied on my YouTube money. I don't make a lot of money, but I do make some money, and we very heavily relied on that for many years because our finances were just so tight that we needed every last penny we could earn. Thankfully, our finances aren't as tight anymore. My husband has a better job than he used to have. We don't have debt really other than our home and one car loan. So, you know, things have gotten better and we don't have to rely on what I earn from YouTube as much as we did before, which is a huge blessing. I'm very thankful for that. So back to while my website was down. While it was down, there was a few different things I was thinking about. One of them was, what if we can't get it fixed? What if all my stuff is gone? I didn't have a backup for my website. I'm still not certain that I have a backup. They backed it up right after they fixed it, but I don't really know. I don't know. So I was just thinking, what if they can't get it fixed? What will I do? Will I rebuild my site from scratch again? Because I've built it twice before. Not because of a crash, just I revamped it a few years back. But I was thinking, what if I need to rebuild it? Will I rebuild it? Will I put all those resources back on it where I have measurements for different projects where there was just too many to put them all in a video and different things like that? Would I go back and build all that? And the honest answer to myself was no. There's my dog scratching at the door. No, I probably would not. In all honesty, I used to write out all my scripts and notes on paper by hand, and I don't have those anymore. All the ones that I type up on the computer now, I have those. I could refer back to them, but some of those measurements and things would be gone forever, and I just don't have it in me to try to rebuild all that. And then the second thing I thought about was my family and myself. Because I make weekly content every week and have to come up with a new project every week, a new thing that I'm designing, developing, whatever, a lot of things that I want to do get pushed aside. A lot of things that my family wants me to do gets pushed aside. For example, as a family, we do a lot of cosplay and costuming, and there are some dream costumes that I want so badly to make. But they are, difficult. I want to challenge myself to make things that are more difficult. So they would require mock-ups. They would require just, you know, a lot of planning and things. And I would get so excited about this idea, and then I would talk myself out of it before I ever started. Because I knew I would never be able to fit it in between my filming schedules. So there are things that I don't want to film, because when I film things, as I mentioned earlier, it takes at least twice as long. And when you're trying to figure out how to make some super complicated costume, you don't want to be trying to film it as well, because then you're worried about, is the camera still running? Has it shut off? Whatever. And you can't focus all of your energy and attention onto what you're actually trying to figure out and create at the same time, and you can't do it as well. And I just don't want to film some things. Some things I'm just making for me because they're fun. And when I have to focus on the camera, then it's a lot less fun. So for example, one of those projects that actually my husband asked me to make, and I'm really excited about it. I want to make it because I know he wants it so much. It's not something I want to film because it involves a ton of different sewing patterns that I'm going to kind of Frankenstein together to make this really cool costume, and I don't think anyone else would really be that interested in it, and they for sure would not be able to follow along with the amount of crazy pattern alterations and things that I'm doing. But I'm making a costume for my husband. It's a Tenzin costume. I made him one several years ago, but he's lost a lot of weight since then, and he's requested a new one in a different style. And a little over 2 months ago, maybe even longer than that now, I had one free day where I was caught up on video stuff. We didn't have anywhere to go, and I was like, yes! I am starting this costume, because we bought the fabric for it back in, I believe, April. So we bought the fabric, got it all washed. Over 2 months ago, I started this costume, and I worked on it one day. And since then, I have not had a single moment to get back to it. And I know he's really excited about this costume. He really wants it. And I have not had time to work on it. And that is frustrating. It is so frustrating because it's sitting right there, you know, and I want so badly to work on it, but it's a big project. And so I have to get it out and like clear a ton of space every time. And if I have any other ongoing projects or anything I'm filming, I can't, you know, just move that out of the way. But yeah, I want to get back to working on that, and I want to work on other things that I want to make. And I hope this does not come off that I'm like complaining and, you know, YouTube is so time consuming and stuff. Like, that's not my intention. My intention with this video is to just say that I've come to realize that what I thought were priorities are not necessarily priorities anymore. So for so long, YouTube was like #1 on the list. I have to do a YouTube video this week. It has to be good. You know, that's what counts this week. And now I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe that's not what counts this week. I don't want to keep telling myself no and talking myself out of things because I'm trying to please other people. So, yeah. Going off the script here. Another project I had really been stressing out about was Halloween costumes. I did not know how I was going to fit Halloween costumes in while making weekly content. And so I started Halloween costumes while my website was down. And I thought, you know what, I can't do anything else this week. I'm going to do Halloween costumes. And I had so much fun. I worked on them. I did lots of techniques I had never done before because I never had time to try them before. And it was so much fun. And I spent 0 time thinking about what's my next video going to be because my website was crashed. Who cares? There may not be another one. And I had so much fun. And my kids, they love their costumes. I made a video about them already between then and now, showing how their costumes turned out and all that. I'll link it down below. But I just had so much fun, whereas if my website had not crashed and I was determined at that time to still post a weekly video every week, I probably would have only put about half the energy into those costumes as I did. And they may not have loved them. But I mean, there's only so many Halloweens when your kids are little. So, I'm glad things went the way they did. And I was able to put all the energy I wanted into those costumes to make my kids happy. So anyway, my website did come back. I spent like $300 and something to get my website back. It got all fixed and everything. Everything's there. It runs a little slower now, but everything's there. And it's back. And since then, I have missed posting 3 weeks out of the last 6 weeks, I believe. And it felt fine. Like in the past, that would have stressed me out so bad. Of like, oh no, I didn't post this week. Things are gonna, you know, my numbers are gonna go down and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I will post when I'm inspired to post. I had not filmed a tutorial during the past 8 weeks. That's the longest I've gone in my YouTube career that I had not filmed. And it felt so weird to not get my camera out and not do anything like that. When I did get my camera out, like it seemed kind of odd, but at the same time I kind of fell back into the habit really quickly. It's not the best video ever that I recorded a tutorial for earlier this week, but it's a tutorial. But really during that time I just had a chance to slow down and just breathe and enjoy doing whatever. My dishes are clean. That's nice. Because honestly, the past several years, I have not been able to keep up with everything. I get emails from people and questions and comments of how do you do it all? How do you homeschool your kids and do YouTube and do canning and costumes and this and that and everything else, you know? And I'm just like, oh, there's things that don't get done. My house is a mess. And people are like, oh, whatever. I'm like, no, really. My house is a mess because I don't have time. So, long story short, the point of this video is after, 10 minutes of rambling or however long it's been, I'm taking some time to slow down. I'm not quitting YouTube by any means. YouTube is a part of me, and I love YouTube, and I love reaching people all over the world and inspiring them and teaching them, and I don't think I could ever completely walk away. But I come first now. My family definitely comes first now. So I've got big projects that I want to make. I will not be filming making them because they're for me, they're for my fun. Because I've always said, if sewing isn't fun, if YouTube isn't fun, if whatever you're doing isn't fun, why are we doing it? And I was saying that without even letting it sink in that I had gotten to where things weren't fun. So, I'm still posting, just not as regularly or consistently as previously. So do not expect a new video every single week. I do already have a few planned up, so I might have a video next week and the week after, but don't expect a new one every single week. They will not all be tutorials. I'll probably have more videos that are pattern reviews or DIY inspiration where I make something and it turns out really cool, so then I film a chit chat video about it where I show lots of pictures and explain the process, but I don't really show step by step. I will still of course have these Sew Your Stash quarterly updates. I do plan on finishing the sampler sew along series. I have one block left, and to be honest, I lost my steam on it, so I'm hoping after taking some break time that I will regain momentum on that. I will have my handmade holiday gift guide up toward the end of November, early December. So I am by no means quitting YouTube, but I am taking a step back for myself. And I know somebody will ask as well on how Patreon is going to work, because I do have a Patreon. I have two main tiers. The first one is the $1 a month where you get sneak peeks and behind the scenes when I have them. The second tier is you get PDFs, a new PDF every month. And since I won't be posting every week, I cannot guarantee a new PDF every month. So I am, instead of the $1 and the $6 level, everybody is going to be going to the $1 level. So if you're already a patron, by the time I post this video, hopefully I will have figured out how to put everyone on the $1 level, and then everyone will get the same benefits, which is the sneak peeks and the behind the scenes when I have them, and then PDFs when they're available. Every patron will get them. And I will try to go back and make all of my older PDFs that I've already shared on Patreon to where everyone has access to them now. So I hope you understand that. If you don't know what my Patreon is, that was kind of the gist of it, but I'll have the link below if you're interested in checking it out. It's just a way to show creators that you enjoy their creations, their work, and a way to support them on a financial level. Do not feel obligated at all to do it. It's just out there for anyone who is interested. So I'm not sure if what I'm going through is maybe a short-term burnout. I've gone through burnout before where, You know, you just go through a period where you don't have ideas, or maybe I go through a period where I don't feel like filming. I've had those that have lasted maybe 3-4 weeks, but I've always just been able to power through them and make things happen. Anyway, so I don't know if this is just kind of a longer version of that, or if this is a from here on out that I just don't have the mental and physical energy to do YouTube weekly. I don't know which way it is. Maybe I'll be able to take a little bit of time where I slow down and then get back to posting regular weekly content. That would be great. But if it doesn't happen, then I'm not going to try to push it too hard. The best way to keep up with me and to know when I'm posting is to follow my Facebook page and click that show first button, so that you know, Facebook actually shows you what's going on, since, you know, they have their own issues. And on Instagram, I have been doing more with Instagram stories lately. I'm Whitney and then the _ sews on Instagram. But yeah, those are probably the places where I will post the most like day to day, and when I'm actually working on projects that I'm not filming, I'll be sharing them in those places, just because it's easiest. I can do that from my phone pretty quickly. But yeah, so I think that is it. Yeah, sorry, I have notes because I didn't want to sit here and chat for 20 minutes, then realize during editing that I didn't say any of what I wanted to say. So hopefully I will be making a ton of cool projects coming up soon, and this winter and all of next year I have a list of plans of a lot of costumes that I want to make, which I know sounds silly to a lot of people, but we're really into cosplay. We go to a lot of conventions, and yeah, it's fun to dress up as characters that you're not in real life. I also, during my time off, downtime, whatever, I made a pair of dungarees, 1940s style dungarees, that I had told myself I was going to make last November. And I never did, because I never had time. And so last week I decided I wanted to wear them that Saturday. And so I made them in 2 days. I spent about 8 or 9 hours working on a pair of 1940s dungarees, and I wore them that Saturday because I wasn't pressured on my what's this week video gonna be. And I love them. I love how they came out. I've worn them like 5 times since I made them, and I will have a video about them sometime. But it's projects like that that I put off for a year. Like, why? Why did I put this off for a year when it's something I want to make for me that I know I'm gonna love? And I just didn't do it, and I told myself no. Last winter, I love dressing like 1940s style stuff. And last winter, I couldn't do any of that because it was cold, and I didn't really have any like cooler weather items that were like vintage style. So I spent all winter thinking, ugh, I hate what I'm wearing. I hate how I look. I hate how I feel. Like, I hate how I look in these clothes. I hate how I feel in them. Like, they don't fit right. And so I just told myself, no. I'm going to make something that I know I'm going to love, and I'm going to wear it all stinking winter long. So that's what I did. I'm getting ready so that I can be happier in what I'm making, what I'm wearing, just all of it. Making me happy. So it's things like that that lead me to believe that this is the right decision, that I need to take this step for me, because I wore those dungarees all last weekend and I loved every minute of them. They're so comfy. Love them. Got so many compliments, and it just felt good. So none of that was on the script. I just wanted to share. So anyway, yeah. it feels really weird to, after 10.5 years, just be like, I'll post when I can post. No more, no less. So I will see you all again when I can. And until then, happy sewing, because I know I'm happy. Bye.